take pictures because my hands shake.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Liberty University for today's Veterans Celebration, during which we want to honor all who have served on our behalf around the world to protect the freedoms we enjoy as Americans. Joining us today as a special guest is a young man who has become known as the Boy from Omaha Beach. Please direct your attention to the video board to hear his story.
In June 2014, my 11-year-old son and I went to Normandy, France for the 70th anniversary of D-Day. As part of his personal remembrance project called Project Vigil, my son spent 4 days in the American Cemetery teaching visitors about 3 paratroopers buried there. On D-Day, June 6th, the local police wouldn't let him re-enter the cemetery. So he took his 48-star World War II era American flag down to Omaha Beach and planted his homemade flagpole firmly in the sand. All he wanted to do was say thank you to the young Americans who fought and died on that beach exactly 70 years earlier. Together, we unfurled the flag into the wind where it whipped and snapped with such force that he strained to hold it steady. When he turned his gaze to the English Channel, he saw a vision of the spirits of our infantry soldiers heading for the shore on D-Day morning. He was so moved by his vision, he raised his hand to salute them. And for a moment, he was just a little boy with a flag, standing alone on a beach in Normandy. He held that flag and his salute for an hour and a half. And as he imagined their lives ending in violent, horrible deaths upon the same bloody Omaha Beach sand where he stood, he began to cry. He briefly broke his salute to wipe those tears away. After a while, people began to come down to the water to see the saluting boy. Children approached him to see if he was real. Some teased him to try to break his concentration. Others wanted to have their picture taken with him. Then came the TV news crews, but he didn't smile. His eyes remained fixed on the spirits of our soldiers coming ashore. As the tide crept in, he refused to retreat a single step. Members of our armed forces encouraged him. Our veterans saluted him. And then a lone trumpeter joined him in his vigil. After an hour had passed, his knees began to weaken. The muscles in his arms and hands began to cramp, but he didn't want to leave the beach. He stayed strong for them and for their memory. Then he raised his right hand, a signal to me that he was ready to say goodbye. I took the flag and he collapsed in my arms. As I held him, I was struck by deep sadness for all the mothers and fathers who never had the chance to comfort their sons in June of 1944. Was an 11-year-old boy standing alone on Omaha Beach. In his left hand, he held the most beautiful flag in the world. In his heart, he held the flame high for those who made the ultimate sacrifice for freedom. In his soul, he held the future of the American ideal.